So here we are for the first end of day vlog, and I'm just going to talk about how the day went, what we have going on tomorrow. So we had a good travel day to get here. It was hard to prepare for this trip because last week we had an ice storm in Tennessee, and so all three of the boys were off school all week. So the week I had thought that I would mentally get ready, logistically get ready, pay bills, do laundry, pack, do our taxes, all that kind of stuff kind of got jumbled together to occupying three boys in a small apartment while there's an ice storm outside. So it was hard in that way, but it was actually good in a lot of ways because to be gone from the other two boys and for Case to be gone from his brothers for 11 days, it was kind of nice to spend 6, 7 days together, just spending time together. Of course, some of the time was go read, but we baked cookies, we made Mallow Pops that they sold for their very first fundraiser for the foundation, which was great. And we just hung out, watched a lot of movies, and it was a good time to get prepared, I think, for us to be gone. So it didn't feel like we were, working hard at school all week, and then all of a sudden we were saying we're going to North Carolina. So, like I said, it made it hard, but it made it really good too. So, of course, we get here, and I overpacked. I always overpack. I overpack for me, I overpack for Case, but it's 11 days, so you never know until me. So we're here and we're unpacked. But meanwhile, tonight our middle son, Brock, had a basketball game, so missing that is hard, but I was getting pictures and updates, and so I think that's one of the really hard things about clinical trials and being gone is just missing everyday things and missing huge things. I can't count how many birthdays we've spent here. My birthdays, Case's birthday, my other children's birthdays, wedding anniversaries, baseball tournaments, basketball tournaments, school pictures, from the big to the little that we've, spent here because this is really our second home. Welcome to the Residence Inn. This is our second home, and I think we've stayed in every single two-bedroom suite in this hotel and in the Durham Hotel. But, it is what it is, so we have fun. Things today went really well. So we got checked in our hotel, we got groceries, we had lunch, and interestingly enough, we did a lot of things that Case never would have been able to do 5 years ago. Never. And I think that I always try to use North Carolina as kind of a microcosm of let's see what Case can do because I'm only occupied with one child instead of three children. So we try to see if, he can handle a little more independence, a little more challenging skills. And so walking around a gourmet grocery store with glass things on shelves is not something some 7-year-olds could handle anyway. But he did a great job. Although we almost had a heart attack, he backed into the shelves that held all the singular glass soda bottles, but nothing fell, so it worked out good. So that was fun. And we got into our room. We went to Kroger to get groceries and found out they had hardly any fresh fruit or vegetables because apparently their truck didn't come. So we'll go get some more groceries tomorrow because Case is a voracious eater of all things fruit and vegetables, especially dipped in ranch dressing. So we're sitting here and we got together with another family tonight. One of Case's good buddies, Hunter. They are hilarious together and super full of energy. I always feel bad for whoever's in the room below us when we get together, and we always try to make sure it's another family here for the trial because they would totally understand. But when it's not uncommon for our families to get calls from the front desk. But we always apologize, but there's not a lot you can do when these boys are full of energy and have to get it out and don't really understand to not run and jump and play. Um, so I'm sitting here now getting some things done, and being that it's Rare Disease Week, lots of things are going on. Lots of emails, lots of calls scheduled for tomorrow, tweet chats, and working on this live blogging. So Saturday is Rare Disease Day, and it just fills this entire week with lots of interesting things. But that really is secondary to why we're here, obviously, because that really has to take precedence over everything. So Case is now asleep, but I'm sitting here doing this because it has to be done, and I want it to be done, and it's not quiet because he's asleep. So tomorrow we have 3 appointments. We have pulmonology, and we have audiology, and we have clinic, which is vitals and testing, just general physical, and just checking him out by the physician and the nurses. And so that's really our day, but they're all in a row, and so that's always challenging to get him to do all the things we need to do. So I have half a suitcase filled with, you can call them bribes, you could call them rewards, but we've just come into a practice. This is now probably the 4th year that we've done this, that you just have to do what you have to do. And that's what it takes for him not to really hate it the next time we come back, to try to get him to do all these things. We have 3 appointments tomorrow, 3 appointments the next day, pretty much a full day Thursday and a full day Friday, and then the weekend off, which will be nice. But, it's funny because he's doing so well, but it never really leaves your mind that this is a deadly disease. And our community lost somebody this week that, sometimes I think when kids are in the hospital, or we know they're not doing well, it doesn't necessarily make it any easier, but I guess you're not as surprised. So when a child has no real signs that, anything bad is going to happen, and they pass away, I think it's very shocking, because, we know it could happen to any of us, trial or no trial. This disease does some crazy things to the body, irreversible things to the body. And I think it teaches you to live every day like it could be Case's last day, or it could be my last day. Because someday it's going to be. Someday it will be.